Today, you'll learn the essential English phrases for dealing with people-pleasing.
Also, please subscribe to our channel. Your support really keeps us going and helps us create more content for you.
It's a pleasure to be back, Lisa, though I must admit I'm feeling a bit exhausted today.
Oh no, Liam. Did you stay up late writing your new book?
Not exactly. A friend asked me to help him move house early this morning, and I couldn't say no.
Wait, didn't you have a deadline today? You are such a people pleaser.
I suppose I am. I find it incredibly difficult to turn down a request, even when I'm busy.
I used to be the same way, but I've learned that saying yes to everyone means saying no to myself.
That's a very American way of looking at it, isn't it? So direct and self-prioritizing.
Maybe. In the US, we often talk about setting boundaries. Do you use that phrase in the UK?
We do, but we might feel more guilty about it. We tend to beat around the bush to avoid offending anyone.
Beat around the bush? That's a great idiom. It means not getting to the main point, right?
Exactly. Instead of saying, I can't, we say, I'm not sure if I can manage it, but I'll try.
That sounds exhausting. I'd rather just say, sorry, I'm tied up.
Tied up? Is that like being physically tied with a rope?
No, it just means I'm very busy with other things.
I should use that. I often feel like I'm walking on eggshells around my friends' feelings.
Walking on eggshells. I love that. You're trying so hard not to break anything or upset anyone.
Precisely. It's a classic trait of a people pleaser. We value harmony over our own schedule.
But Liam, if you don't speak your mind, people will just take advantage of your kindness.
You're right. I need to learn the art of the polite refusal.
Let's practice that. How about we do a little role play so you can practice saying no?
That's a brilliant idea. What's the scenario?
Okay, imagine I'm your neighbor and I'm asking you for a huge favor that you really don't want to do.
All right, I'm ready. Let's see if I can stand my ground this time.
Hey Liam, I'm going on vacation for 2 weeks. Could you watch my 3 energetic dogs?
Oh, 3 dogs. That's quite a lot of responsibility, Lisa.
They need walks 4 times a day and special organic meals cooked every morning.
Lisa, I'd love to help, but I'm afraid I have to pass this time.
Oh, but you're always so helpful. Are you sure?
I'm sure. I have a major deadline and I simply can't give them the attention they deserve.
Wow, Liam, that was perfect. You were firm but very polite.
It felt quite liberating, actually. I didn't even apologize 10 times.
See? The world didn't end, and I'm not even mad at you.
It's interesting how we perceive these social pressures differently.
Definitely. I think assertiveness is a skill everyone needs to learn, regardless of where they're from.
In the UK, we might call someone too nice for their own good.
We say that in the States too. It's when your kindness actually starts to hurt your own life.
I think I've reached that point. I need to stop being a yes man.
A yes man. I like that. Someone who always agrees just to please the boss or friends.
Exactly. It's time for me to embrace my inner early bird and prioritize my own writing time.
And I'll stick to being a night owl and prioritizing my coffee and sleep.
Deal. No more helping people move house at 5 a.m. unless I actually want to.
High five to that.
So, Liam, now that you've mastered the polite refusal, do you think you can spot other signs of being a people pleaser?
I'm beginning to realize it's not just about saying yes. It's also about constantly seeking approval. That's a huge one.
Do you find yourself apologizing even when you haven't done anything wrong?
Oh, absolutely. I say sorry more often than I say hello. It's a very British habit, but it can be excessive.
We call that over-apologizing in the States. It makes you seem less confident than you actually are.
I agree. I also notice that I often mirror other people's opinions just to avoid a disagreement.
Mirroring? You mean agreeing with someone even if you secretly think they're wrong?
Precisely. If someone says a movie was brilliant, I'll say, it had its moments, instead of, I hated it.
It had its moments is such a polite way to disagree. You're still being a bit of a people pleaser there.
Guilty as charged. I suppose I'm afraid that a difference of opinion will lead to friction.
But healthy friction is how we grow, Liam. Otherwise, everyone is just a copycat.
Copycat. That's a funny word. Someone who just imitates others.
Exactly. On my side of the pond, we value authenticity, being your true self, even if it's messy.
I admire that. I often feel like I'm wearing a mask of politeness that's getting quite heavy.
It's time to take off the mask. You don't need everyone to like you all the time.
That's a hard pill to swallow. I have this irrational fear of letting people down.
Letting people down is just part of life. You aren't a superhero. You're a writer.
True. And even writers need to draw the line somewhere.
Draw the line. I like that. It means setting a limit on what you will or won't tolerate.
I'm going to start drawing a lot of lines today, starting with my afternoon tea break.
That's the spirit. No one interrupts Liam's Earl Grey.
So, Lisa, since you seem to have this under control, how did you actually stop being a people pleaser?
Honestly, I had to get comfortable with disappointment. Other people's disappointment, that is.
That sounds terrifying. Didn't you feel like a bad person?
At first, yes. But then I realized that I was burnt out from trying to make everyone else happy.
Burnt out, like a candle that has finished its wax.
Exactly. I had zero energy left for my own goals and my own health.
I can relate to that. I often feel drained after a day of social obligations.
If you're drained, you have nothing left to give anyway. It's better to be honest from the start.
Do you have any specific phrases you use when you want to buy some time before answering?
Yes, I often say, let me check my schedule and get back to you.
Oh, that's clever. It prevents the automatic yes that comes from being put on the spot.
On the spot, exactly. When someone asks you face to face, the pressure is much higher.
I'll use that. I'll get back to you. Sounds much more professional than, okay, I guess.
Another one is, I'm honored you asked, but I'm not the right person for this.
I'm honored you asked. That adds a nice touch of British-style politeness, doesn't it?
See, you can stay polite without being a pushover.
A pushover. Someone who is easily influenced or defeated. I definitely don't want to be that.
You're a writer, Liam. You're the author of your own life. You get to decide the plot.
I love that metaphor. It's time to write a chapter where I finally put myself first.
And maybe that chapter includes a long nap or a very quiet morning with your tea.
That sounds like a bestseller to me.
You know, Liam, I've noticed that people-pleasing often comes from a fear of conflict.
That's spot on. In the UK, we value politeness so much that directness can feel like an attack.
Really? In the US, being direct is often seen as a sign of respect. You're not wasting anyone's time.
I suppose it's a matter of perspective. I often worry that saying no makes me look unhelpful.
Unhelpful? But you're one of the most helpful people I know. You're just overworked.
I appreciate that, Lisa. But when I turn someone down, I feel like I'm burning a bridge.
Burning a bridge. That's a serious idiom. It means destroying a relationship so you can't go back.
Exactly. I worry that if I say no once, they'll never ask for my help or my company again.
If a friendship depends on you always saying yes, then that's not a healthy friendship, Liam.
You're right. It's more of a transaction than a real connection.
Exactly. You're not a vending machine where people put in a request and get a yes every time.
A vending machine. That's a brilliant comparison. I need to stop being so available.
Being available all the time makes your time seem less valuable. You have to protect your me time.
Me time. I love that expression. For me, that's sitting in my garden with a fresh pot of tea.
And for me, it's hitting the gym or catching up on my favorite podcasts at 1 a.m.
1 a.m. I'm usually fast asleep by then. My me time has to happen before the sun goes down.
Different strokes for different folks, but the point is, those moments are sacred.
They are. I've realized that I've been sacrificing my peace just to keep others happy.
No more of that. From now on, your peace comes first. No exceptions.
I'll try. But what if someone gets truly offended by my new boundaries?
Then that's their problem, not yours. You aren't responsible for their emotional baggage.
Emotional baggage? You mean their past issues and overreactions?
Exactly. If they can't handle a polite no, they have some growing up to do.
That's a very refreshing way to look at it. I feel a bit lighter already.
Since we're on a roll, let's look at some specific phrases to help you stand your ground.
I'm all ears. I need a toolkit of phrases for different situations.
Okay, let's say someone asks you for a favor at the 11th hour.
At the 11th hour. That means at the very last minute, right?
Spot on. You can say, I wish I could help, but I need more lead time for requests like this.
Lead time. That's very professional. It sets a rule for the future, too.
Exactly. Or if someone is dumping their work on you, try, I can't take on any more tasks right now.
Take on, like accepting a responsibility. I like that. It's firm but neutral.
What if a friend keeps venting to you for hours and you're exhausted?
Oh, that happens a lot. I usually just listen until my ears hurt.
Next time, try, I want to give you my full attention, but I'm at my limit today. Can we talk later?
I'm at my limit. That's very honest. It shows I care but have boundaries.
Precisely. You're not shutting them out, you're just rescheduling.
I also struggle with people who ask for unpaid labor because I'm a writer.
Ugh, the can you just look at this quickly trap. I hate that.
Exactly. Could you just edit my 500-page manuscript for free?
In that case, you say, I'm not taking on any pro bono work at the moment.
Pro bono. That's a fancy way of saying for free, isn't it?
It is. It sounds very official. People usually stop asking once you use professional terms.
I feel like I'm finally finding my voice. And it's not just a voice that says yes.
I'm so proud of you, Liam. You're going from a doormat to a powerhouse.
A doormat. Someone that people walk all over. Yes, I'm definitely retiring from that role.
Good, because you're way too talented to be anyone's doormat.
Thank you, Lisa. I think it's time for me to go and practice these phrases in the real world.
Go for it. Just remember, no is a complete sentence.
No is a complete sentence. I'll write that on a sticky note and put it on my monitor.
Let's practice some key phrases from today. Listen and repeat after me.
I'm ready to practice. Let's start with the first one.
I wish I could help, but I'm afraid I have to pass this time.
I wish I could help, but I'm afraid I have to pass this time.
Let me check my schedule and get back to you.
Let me check my schedule and get back to you.
I want to give you my full attention, but I'm at my limit today.
I want to give you my full attention, but I'm at my limit today.
Great job, everyone. Learning to say no is hard, but it's so important for your mental health.
It certainly is. I feel much more confident already. Remember, setting boundaries is a sign of self-respect.
Exactly. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up.
And don't forget to leave a comment below. We'd love to hear how you handle people-pleasing.
Thanks for watching English Shower. See you in the next video.
Goodbye for now.